Electrolysis is using electricity to separate lysis, an ionic compound, which is one that's made from both a metal and a non-metal, giving you positive and negative ions. Welcome to episode 9 of the Road to Acing GCSE Sciences. So the products of electrolysis depend on the thing that you are electrolyzing. If you have a molten ionic compound, that is one that is basically the pure compound that's been heated until it becomes a liquid. Therefore, it only contains the metal and the non-metal ions. I hope that you remember that the non-metal ion is always produced at the anode and the metal ion is always produced at the cathode. Well, if you next have the more complex aqueous electrolyte, which is where your ionic compound has been dissolved into water, then the products of the electrolysis are not quite as simple as non-metal here, metal here. You now have both a metal and non-metal ion, but also the H plus and OH minus ions from the electrolysis of the water, which we are now aqueous, we are dissolved into. So there's two options for ions to go here and two options for ions to go here. So you need to remember these two rules for what determines what goes where. At the anode, we will produce a halogen, a halide. If there's a halide ion present, if there's something from group 7, that halogen will always be produced at the anode. If there is not a halogen, then instead the oxygen gas will be produced from the OH minus ion that's present from that water. Okay, so halogen if present, oxygen gas if not. At the cathode, we will always produce either the metal or hydrogen gas, whichever is the least reactive between those two things, because the more reactive thing will remain in solution. So at the cathode, the least reactive thing is produced between your metal and hydrogen. That is the products of electrolysis in an aqueous solution. I hope that helped. Let me know in the comments if it did. Trying to do this without cutting it, and man, I stuttered a lot there. Yeah, tell me what we should do for episode 10 tomorrow.